Continuing along, now we're going to talk about costs. Revenue, of course, is income, and we did a little basic calculation there. Now we're going to talk about the money that businesses have to spend. Now, there are two types of costs. I'm going to put this up here, write it all down, and I'll talk through it as you write. Get the size right. Okay, let's do the top first. Costs. Fixed. There are fixed costs that are not related to production. So they do not change with the quantity. Fixed are not related to production, so they do not change with quantity. That's fixed costs. Okay, what would be an example of a fixed cost? Well, in our example of you selling bottled water, we're going to say that you make a sign that says very cleverly, bottled water for sale. Now you buy materials, you buy some special markers, and you write it really nice. It costs you $20. That's a fixed cost. It's still a cost of doing business. And the reason it's fixed, though, is because if you sell one bottle of water or 1,000, that sign was still $20. Okay, so while it could change because you could make a new sign, that sign cost has no relationship to the quantity. Okay, doesn't go up. That's why it's fixed. Okay, so that's fixed cost. Now, the other cost that we have is called variable cost. Variable costs, here we go, are based on the production. So if you make more, you'll have more variable costs. I gotta size this, sorry. Now, this is going to include opportunity cost. So variable costs are indeed based on production, and they're going to include opportunity cost. That's what variable costs are going to be. Okay, I'll put that back up in a sec. Let me just talk here for a moment. Pay attention. So your variable costs in the bottled water example would be best described as the bottled water. You've got to buy the water. If you want to sell a lot, that's a high quantity, you got to buy a lot, and your variable costs are going up. Okay, and I'm going to use the example of $1 actually in a moment. Let's do that right now. So your water costs $1. I know I said Costco, but there's been inflation. Makes the math easier. So if you want to sell 5 bottles of water, you've got to buy 5 bottles. That's going to be $5 of variable cost. If you want to sell 10 bottles of water, notice the quantity's going up from 5 to 10, well, you're going to spend $10. That's more. So variable costs are going to tend to go up. Now, where does opportunity cost fit in, other than being what we always talk about? Well, if you're spending time selling water, you could be doing something else. Maybe you have a job. Maybe you're not going to school. Maybe someone's going to pay you to do something. So, or you could be working at another product. Maybe you could sell something like popcorn or candy. You have an opportunity cost, the other things you could be doing. So we're going to think about those as economists. All right, if I went too fast, let me put this up. And I think you can read all of that. So make sure you have this all about fixed costs and variable costs, okay? So fixed are not going to change with quantity. Variable is, and it's going to include opportunity costs. And of course, I have more examples coming here in a bit. All right. Now, here is our cost examples laid out for you. You're going to sell bottled water. It's a great idea. It's a hot summer. And so you decide to sell these bottles at $1, by the way. No, excuse me. Check that. You're going to pay $1. That's what we said. All right. So, bottled water. You make your sign for $20. That's a fixed cost. The sign is a fixed cost because it's not going to change. It's $20, what you paid for it. Now, you're going to buy 20 bottles of water for $1. Yes, these are expensive. So that's also going to be $20 because you paid $1 a piece. Now, your opportunity cost, I'm just going to tell you, is $40. There's something else you could be doing instead of selling these bottled waters for $40. Okay, so $20 for the water, $20 for the sign, and then $40 for the opportunity cost. Okay, so what's your total? Well, let's add that up just real for fun. Looks like 20, 20, and 40 equals 80. Okay, that would be your total cost. Okay, fantastic. Now, let's break this down like I just did. Okay, here we go. The sign is $20. The 20 bottles are $20. The opportunity cost was $40. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to cover this part up. Don't look at it. All right, so 20, 20, 40. Now, why have I called this 20 and this 60? What have I done there? Well, what I've done is say, here are my fixed costs totaled up, and here are my variable costs totaled up. That's usually the way you're going to get them. You won't be told, by the way, here's opportunity cost. You'll just get totals. Here is your fixed cost. here's your variable cost, okay? I'm just telling you, it'll be a lot easier when we get to the graphing here in a day or two to think about opportunity costs, okay? Again, don't look down here. Okay, so there we go. So we have $80 in total costs. Now, if you sell 20, that's your quantity right now. Q is 20. You sell 20 bottles. You have a fixed cost of $60, FC. You have a variable cost of $60. We already said that, VC. So FC, fixed cost, is 20. VC, variable cost, is 60. Okay, so there are total fixed and total variable costs. Now, when I did the laundry soap example, I was setting you up because now we're going to do average, and that's really where we're going to mostly graph and work here is the average. This is easy math. Fixed cost of 20 units, AFC, which stands for average fixed cost, comes out to $1, 20 over 20. I told you the math was easy. So AFC, average fixed cost. A VC, average variable cost, $60 over 20 equals $3. 20 units. Okay, see, that's consistent, $3. All right? All right, one more piece of paper here. So let's add it all up and take a look at a couple things. I'm going to do this quick. So total cost, fixed cost, 20, variable cost, 60, $80. That was easy. Or we could say average total cost is the 80 divided by the 20, or $4. Remember, averages is where we're going to end up. Okay? Now, we could just do it like this, though. Add up the averages. We could just say AFC is $1, AVC is 3, so ATC is 4. It works both ways. AFC is 1, AVC is 3, ATC is 4. It works both ways. Now, I'm setting you up. I'm going to make up some problems right now and then make another video. Obviously, you could be given total and you could be given average, and you have to add them up. These are the so-called tricky problems, okay? So I'm going to make a few examples and make another video. Okay, see you in a bit.